Welcome to the 167 Podcast, a podcast to inspire, challenge, and encourage you. Our goal is to help you live into the 167 hours of your week away from church. And now your host, Shannon Patterson.
Well, hey, Porch community, and welcome to episode, I don't even know, 159 of the 167 podcast.
Is that right?
Yep. I'm Shannon Patterson, the
Hey.
lead pastor here at the Porch Community Church. And as always, I'm with my good friend, your media pastor, Josh Harrell. Hey, Josh.
Hey, I started it too early.
My name's Shannon.
Hey, Shannon, how's it going?
It's going really good. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
But like good tired, there's a difference between tired and good tired, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a couple different good tireds, but like, there's like the workout good tired. This is like a doing good things,
work.
like kingdom work,
Yeah.
tired.
Like physical tired, but
Yeah.
spiritually rejuvenated.
Yeah, and then some days it's just like I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And that's, but either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I sound like I have a cold, but it's because
I just thought you were going through the change.
No, that happened a long time ago. But I had an allergy test a couple weeks ago, and they won't like give me the medication I'm supposed to have until like the end of the month.
Oh, that's
So I have like get by medicine,
yep.
and it's not cutting it.
Yeah.
So
I gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, you do sound a little deeper. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little stuffy.
So yeah, I really enjoyed last week's podcast that you did with Justin.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I liked the conversation. It was good to listen. Mallory and I went with Drew to DC for a little educational tour. Mm-hmm. So
Well,
I'd never been. And
I've
Mallory
never been
hadn't
either.
Drew had. He had a conference, so we went for, like we got the hotel paid for. So,
Yeah.
and we did all the, the tours and went to the Holocaust Museum, Spy Museum, Museum of Natural History. We went to all the Lincoln Memorial, Jefferson.
Yeah.
Mallory and I went to Arlington, saw Changing of the
Ooh.
Guard. That was really special. And then just a lot of the tours, White House, the South Lawn, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah.
What was your favorite?
Well, the Holocaust Museum was very moving.
Yes.
And then I think the Changing of the Guard at Arlington. So I'm kind of a sucker for those kind of patriotic moments, those kinds of those things that are really heartfelt. Yeah.
Well,
I'm a
and
sucker for 'em.
and to me that is something that you only get in America is something like that.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I'm not really familiar with
I'm not
other countries
either,
that do that, but
But
yeah.
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
I would hope that people from other countries have that kind of experience, unless you're talking about like Nazi Germany in
then
in
we
the
hope
30s and
not.
40s. So we see how that worked out. So that did not work. I saw how that worked out. I was at the
you
Holocaust
were.
Museum.
Oh yeah, you went to that. I thought you were making an old joke.
No. Dang.
I thought you were going, and I was there.
No, I was not. No. But no, it was really, yeah, it was good. Tiring though.
Yeah.
Man, you'll get your steps in.
That's the one consistent thing I've heard about DC is, man, there's a lot of walking.
Yeah, but there's also a whole lot of Ubers, so we also
Yeah.
Ubered quite a bit. So
Yeah.
it was good. It was good. I don't really have an agenda for today. Normally, I've got some notes and lists, and one, I'm just really tired,
Yeah.
and I hadn't planned, and two, I really think there's just a lot that we can talk about. We had our ministry celebrate today. We're recording. We had our ministry celebration
Last night.
and
Yep.
wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I wanted to give kind of a preview to what I'm going to be talking about this Sunday.
Yes.
And the initiative that I'm going to be introducing that's going to carry us. It's not a series. This is a standalone message, but the message itself is important for the overall church. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. So
Okay.
yeah. So what else? What do we got before we jump into those things?
Well, Thanksgiving is next week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids are out of school.
That's right. So
It is so hard to work. Like
it does get better as they get older. I
well,
will tell you this.
Kara just texted me and said, "Hey, did you know that the daycare is closed all week?"
Can you please explain to me?
Well,
how
they weren't.
daycares close when school. Like, isn't that the point for them to watch the children's?
I thought so.
But I can understand, like, Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving.
Well, I think originally they weren't going to be closed the full week, and then there's a lot of flu and RSV going around, so
they're
they're
like, shut it down.
shutting it down to give
Yeah.
everybody some time to just kind of get it and get over it.
Yeah, the
But
flu's
it's
been going.
so annoying.
Well, like I said, it does get better when they get older, as far as being able to bring them to work.
Well, we're at that point with Adeline.
For
Like,
sure.
I wasn't worried about next week with her. Caroline, she needs attention. Like, she's still at that stage. Man, is it tough. And I don't remember Mallory giving you much trouble at all.
She's a pretty chill kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, she wasn't too bad. So, so I just got a text like right before we started recording,
Okay.
and I thought I would share it because it's about last night.
All right.
And I won't say who it's from because I didn't ask their permission, but I don't think they'd mind. But anyway, they just said, I just wanted to say thank you to our church for last night. It was just what my soul needed the week before Thanksgiving. I'm excited about the future of our church. Thank you to all of you for what you do.
That's awesome.
Yep. So thank you. If you're listening, it was you. And I just told them, I said, thank you for those words of encouragement. That's kind of anytime people say thank you for something, I'm like, thank you for encouragement, because we don't always receive it. I'm like that. I think a lot of good ideas or good thoughts to share with people, and then I don't follow through, like the queen of good intentions. But
Yeah.
so I do appreciate the thanks, but I also appreciate the fact that here it is, 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, and this person is stopping to send a text to say thank you for a worship service, which could have been a business meeting.
Yeah.
Really. And we decided
normally
we're not going to
is.
do that.
Yeah.
Right. We were like, no. We had about technically 5 minutes of business to look at a budget and vote for it. We did have some, if you air quotes, we'll see, we're actually video. So air quotes,
yeah.
video, reports, but they were just testimonies of what God's been doing and is doing, and we pray that we'll continue to do. And so, yeah, we were like, no, it's not a business meeting. This is a worship night. We're going to celebrate. And I just appreciated that's...
Yeah, and we had new ministry partners join.
We had 5 new ministry partners that all came out of one community group.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, and they were part of the Disciples of Love, and we welcomed in the Colliers and the Palmers and Liz, so Ortino. And so, I mean, that's just fantastic. And here are these folks that they came to our church, they came to worship, they got in a community group, and that's just like you talked about last night, you shared, which was, by the way, it was wonderful.
Thank you.
I really like how let me finish that thought before I go to that. But those 5 new ministry partners were in their community group, and they have just developed their family. I mean, they were all hugging and talking. I think y'all had to kick them out of the building.
Yeah.
Or John did last
I just turned
night.
lights off.
Yeah.
Eventually they just got it.
Let's go. Let's get out the
Yep.
door. So, but I love that because that is, that's the whole point. And I do appreciate the words that you had to say about community groups last night after you recognized the different groups and leaders.
After I inadvertently made Chris and your husband a couple.
Drew and Chris Patterson. Chris and Drew Patterson, I
Yeah,
think is how you said
That's
that.
how I said it.
So we
Because
all-
everyone else every other group is led by a couple. Pretty
yeah,
much.
Yeah, Katie Reagan has the Parents of Teens, so she's on her own.
Katie
And
Reagan
Noreen
and Noreen.
leads her own group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of them are couples.
Nikki, did we recognize Ladies Who Lunch?
Nope.
We sure did not. Was that on the list?
I think I overlooked
Ladies Who Lunch, Nikki Tyre, we thank you so much for your group and all that you do.
it. I'll text her an apology.
And Josh is
when we're
going to
done.
text her right now while we're podcasting.
Yep.
So but yeah, but I do appreciate the words you said because you pointed out an aspect of community group that I don't think we always highlight, or I don't think we automatically think about it when we think of community group. And it's this, you mentioned, Josh, that this 2023 was a pretty sucky year
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, it's November and you guys are still, with your family, you still have some, family, loss in your family, your extended family.
Yeah.
But you highlighted the fact that your community group was with you in the lows just as much as the highs, and that Kara pointed that out. That she's like, they've been here, and I think that is a testament to the one, what we hope community actually looks like, but two, that it's real. And it's not really something where, if I'm up on stage on a Sunday promoting community groups, I'm not like, and when your life sucks, they will be with you. But that's what you hope it becomes, without a doubt.
I mean, especially when you start living life with them. And, we've talked about they're the ones that you live life with in the church. Like, that is what the community group is for. And I know on more than one occasion we've talked about all the fun things that you do with the community group. And then, but because I don't want to say the important times don't come to mind, but sometimes the important times get overshadowed by how great other facets of the group are. And then you really don't realize it until you take stock of what you've been through and who's been there with you.
Yeah. I was thinking about like the Sunday morning experience, which is a wonderful, I love it. I love Sundays. I love preparing for Sundays, of course. But there is something different that happens when you walk in the door on a Sunday and you make eye contact with someone who you spent time with during the week, the past week, and you prayed together, you shared what was going on in your life, or they shared with you, or both, and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know how it is with their soul.
Yep.
Because they've told you. And it's just different
really
than, hey, how's it going? How about them dogs? And how's the weather? It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
And there is a sense of
family.
Yeah. There is a deeper connection there. And it's what we desire for everyone. And everyone has to start somewhere. So, not saying that if you're not in a group yet that we've said this numerous times. You are missing out if you're not in community. And I'll add this on. If you've tried it or if you've looked at it and you've thought, I don't see any that fit with me, call me, email me, text me. We'll talk. Maybe you're the one to start another group for a whole nother group of people, so. And
I don't think I'm saying anything because Dylan and Catherine, who spoke last night, they're a part of our community group.
Yeah.
And I think when I say this, I'm not bursting anybody's bubble in our group, but we all knew we were missing something. And that group has filled that spiritual community that we said we had, like we say we have when we just meet on Sundays, but now we know we have it in that group.
Without a doubt.
And it is carried over into our community on Sunday mornings as well, because like you said, I would even say sometimes we just give our community group the head nod because we know we'll see them on Wednesday and we spend time talking to other people.
Sure.
Because they know what's going on with us, we know what's going on with them, but so we don't have to do that random catch up.
Yeah, it's not like you fall into each other's arms, oh man, I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna talk in a few days.
Yeah. But
there's that knowing.
and then that gives us the opportunity to actually talk and build relationships with other people because we're not trying to make connections in that 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after church, or those longing connections that we need, so we can make new connections.
That's right. I'm in a Sunday night group, the parents of teens, and that's really good. I've actually missed it a couple times because someone was in the hospital Sunday night, and I
business
went
and
there.
church.
Yeah, but we also have kind of a it's not any kind of it's a friendship that's formed with a couple of different families, and you know, in our own way, that's also a community in that we share what's going on in our lives. And it's the same thing on Sunday. It's like I see them, you know, we will, I'm sure, talk. If we're not about to go have lunch, you know, we're going to talk this week at some point.
Yeah.
And so, you know, opens you up to be able to visit other people. Of course, that's always on my radar. Of course, that's kind of our job, is to be looking out for people who are new and stuff. But it is that connection. And so I appreciate your words in sharing that. And overall, I thought, I mean, like with that text that I got this morning, I just appreciate that, because I just went home last night very full. Mm-hmm. Even though I was tired, I was full. And then got up this morning, and my daughter goes to Scintilla, and I took her to school, and I was the FCA speaker this morning.
Oh, cool.
And there's Justin and Ryan. And so it was like a little porch. So Justin played, and Ryan did the cajon, and then I shared a little.
Does Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Ryan's daughter goes there, and then they just asked Justin to be the musician there. So it was cool.
That's really cool.
So we had a little mini porch at Scintilla today. So, and again, you know, those kinds of things just fill us up. Mm-hmm. They do. They definitely do. So, had a really cool opportunity last night that I been holding under my hat for a little bit, and I'm glad we were able to do it last night. I know you made a post about it this morning, so by the time this episode airs,
it's a couple days
most
old.
of you will already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Yeah.
It was in the process of, you know, looking at our budget and preparing it for the coming year, and really even just doing assessment of our ministry. You know, every year in October, we have what we call staff check-in, and 2 of our ministry board members will get together with staff members individually, and you know, over coffee or dinner or lunch, whatever it may be, and really just kind of say, how's it going with your life? How's it going with your ministry? What are challenges? What are joys? You know, I think it's always been a good experience for me when I have my check-in.
That is by far a way, like for me, I get anxiety when I have to go sit in
a conference room
and basically talk about myself in front of people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So doing that one-on-one or one-on-two has been such a relaxing situation for me as well. Yeah.
And that's the thing I tell the board members is, hey, just go where you want to go, like as far as if it's coffee or lunch or dinner or whatever, but just go somewhere that's comfortable, but where you can have a private, you know, a confidential conversation if you need to. Yeah. So that the staff member feels like they can share what, you know, anything that they might need to share. You know, maybe they've got a problem. You got a problem with me, so go tell somebody about it. Yeah. But anyway, and it's in that time that these last couple of months of the year that we're looking ahead and planning and everything. And I don't know. I had this very significant like unction. It was like we need to do this, and it's, I don't know why. I don't know. It's the Lord. But I talked to the board about it a couple months ago and brought it up again, and I just said we have someone here in our church who is doing the job of a staff person.
Right.
And does it faithfully and consistently and without fail and
for years,
fruitfully, right? Years and years and years. And I said, I think we need to make that official. And they were 1,000% in support of that. So last night we got to spring it on them right before the ministry celebration, and then we announced it there. But we presented Allison Crenshaw with the job offer to basically do what she keeps doing, what she's doing, to be our assistant student pastor, because that is her role. Coming alongside, she has been alongside her husband, and she does discipleship and leads Bible studies and helps with student ministries and college ministry and planning for a lot of the things that the students do. She does a lot of the keeping things on track. And so it was really cool to be able to offer her that and have her accept it. And her first words were, you know, I would do this without, and we were like, hush, receive it. So we're very excited that we have our assistant student pastor, Allison Crenshaw, now on, and she'll be starting I mean, starting. She'll keep doing it, but in January is when
Yeah.
that role will.
That's
actually take. But
that's awesome.
super excited about that. It was really cool, and a lot of our college students and a couple of high school kids, but we're here to support her because I put the word out that we were going to be doing something a little special for her. So
Yeah. And something that we also did that was very special was we honored the spouses
yeah,
of the staff, which I don't know if there is a more unsung hero
yeah,
than our spouses.
yes,
I mean, Allison was probably the champion of the unsung heroes. But Drew, Kara, and Ross, they always get our worst selves.
yep,
and then when we are our worst selves, they come to help us.
yeah. And I don't, I'm sure it's a little bit of different in some aspects, but I can't tell you the number of times that Drew's come up here and he's done plumbing, he's done repair, he's done construction, he's done plumbing a couple of times,
Yes.
unclogging things and helping to install things, and
Same with Ross.
yeah, and Ross for sure.
Kara has not.
Kara's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm out. Like I am. I'm like, no, I'll let someone else do it. I'm a girl. I can't do it. I need a man. I need a big, strong man to come and help. It's always good to be able to play that card.
Yeah.
You can't really do that as a dude, can you?
Well, I have the allergies.
Oh, yeah. I'm allergic to grass.
Yeah. Here's a chainsaw. Nope, can't do that. You want to get a lawnmower? Nope, can't do that.
But yes, you're right. That was another thing that I felt like that was going to be important to do, was to honor the spouses of staff.
And then Kara does serve a lot. She helps the
Oh,
porch
gosh,
kids
yeah.
a lot, and
Yes.
and serves on tech team. And then one thing that
Mm-hmm.
our spouses do that is not for the church but is for us
Mm-hmm.
is that they come to church as a single parent almost every single week,
Yep.
and that is by far one of the hardest things you can do
Mm-hmm.
because you have a spouse that can't help you.
Yeah, and especially in the season of life you guys are in when they're
Yeah.
littler and they need, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because for a lot of people, they say that's a reason they don't come to church.
yeah. And I'll say from a female pastor perspective, what was there's this innate sense of, especially when they're babies of, the mother's not coddling, but care for them and everything, and if you're nursing or not, I mean, either way. But for me to go back in like 8 weeks after I had Mallory and to be preaching and teaching and entrusting her, I mean, Drew was wonderful, is a wonderful father to Mallory, and was great even as an infant for Mallory, but it was a hard transition to have to hand her over to the nursery, or for Drew to have to do that. But it's, so he was a single parent, single dad doing that. Kara's feels like a single mom sometimes as far as the Sunday morning routine goes.
Yeah.
I do love seeing your girls run in and find Daddy and go running to you.
That's probably one of my favorite moments of the
It's
entire
like,
week.
Daddy, I haven't
Yeah.
seen you or you probably leave before they get up.
I leave before they get up.
So to them, it's like months.
It's the first time they
It's-
see me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and when I was doing DJ gigs, they would
like for the weekend, maybe.
so they would see me on Saturday morning and then wouldn't see me again until Sunday morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yes, we wanted to honor the spouses of our full-time staff and just say thank you, because they do a lot. They get voluntold for some things, and I know that they're here and this is also supposed to be a place where they worship. So
Yep.
it can be tricky.
It can.
So we really do appreciate them, because we just do. Did you have any highlights from last night besides what I've pointed out that you thought were?
Just one of the biggest, and I've said it before on the podcast, but our entire leadership, whether I don't know the right term, whether it's ministry board or ministry elder board. I don't know which one.
It is the official title is the Ministry Board of Elders.
Okay, the ministry board of elders.
Sometimes I'll say the ministry board. Last night I made a point of saying the Board of Elders because I wanted people to see that and understand that about who they were, because some people could be like, well, it's just a board, it's just a business board, and they're not an elder board. They don't deal with spiritual matters and that's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, for our size church and how our governance is set up, they are an elder board. They have authority over me. I answer to them. I sit on the board, but I answer to them.
Yeah.
And, we work through all things together, business related, spiritually related. So they are an elder board. So anyway, yeah. Golly, I keep raking my ring on the table. Shoot.
But one of the greatest things is, and I've said this before, but having every single person in that leadership on a serve team.
Yep.
It's a requirement now, but I think all these people fit that requirement before they even were on the board. Mm-hmm. And that is just they understand what we're doing as a staff and what we're trying to do as the church. Mm-hmm. They're not just here to run a business and make sure our books balance.
Not at all. We have a requirement for those who serve on the board. So it's part of the, if there was an opening on the board, if someone was rolling off, they're on 3-year rotations. If we were in the process of, if I was meeting, we have a nominating team that will convene anytime there's an opening. And if we're looking at names, persons to fill positions on the board, we have a standard to go by. It's in the ministry handbook. It's just part of and so we want, of course, they need to be a ministry partner. Duh.
Yes.
But they need to be active in faithful in worship, present here. They need to be within the last 6 months to have been part of a community group.
Yep.
And within the last 6 months, either currently or previous, on a serve team outside of the ministry board.
Yes.
So that the people that are serving on the board understand the workings of the church. They understand what's going on there, and they don't have, like you said, they're not just coming in and as a business person and looking at a bottom line. They understand the workings of the church, and they're hearing the conversations of the church, and they're participating. Mm-hmm. And so when I ask them an opinion on, hey, we just went back to one service for a while. We watched those early service numbers for several months, and they just didn't hit the
mark,
the standard that we wanted to do, that we felt was feasible for all our volunteers and everything.
Yes.
And so I presented that at the board, and I'm presenting that to a group of people who understand, because they're there. Some of them went to that service. They're there. They're talking to people. They get it. So we can make a collective decision, and I'm not, having to go, well, so-and-so said this, but they have no idea. I haven't seen them for, 4 months, or they're not a part of the church. They're not, and I'll say this, they also need to be, financially a part, giving to the church. So we have standards for our ministry board, and it's good to, and so in the process of selecting them, because of those standards, we're looking at people who are already doing those things.
Yes.
And every now and then you'll have someone go like, well, I was serving and I took a year off, or I took 6 months off, but I'll serve again.
Yeah.
So
and there are seasons when,
of course,
when it is best for you to be sitting in a chair.
Right.
But like I've said, seasons end.
Right. One of our board members was, I'll say her name. Jamie was our greeter team leader for a good while, but she stepped down, but she's still a greeter. She's in women's ministry. She's in small groups. She helps. I mean, she's all over the place. She helps the Porch Kids. So it's not like she stopped doing that and was no longer involved.
No,
so,
she's
example.
busier now. And then the other thing that really was a highlight for me is when Steve was going over the budget, and he made the comments about streamlining, like, I can't remember the actual words, worship programming and stuff like that. And to not lessen what we're doing, just do it better.
Yep.
And then he got down to some lines and he said, because if we bring in more money, we want to raise this particular item. And it wasn't like
It was missions.
It was missions.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
I don't know if I stole your thunder.
You stole my thunder.
My bad.
It was the emphasis.
I thought you weren't looking. I thought you couldn't find the word.
No. Because what I was going to say was it wasn't like and then we'll give out raises or
Right.
we'll bring in a flying winch for Justin to go above the crowd.
What did you call me?
A flying winch. That's what you call it.
Beep, beep, beep. Wah, wah, wah. Where's your sound? You're not going to.
But it was, we want to grow the missions budget
Yes.
because we don't want to have $1 million in the bank.
And that's a great segue to where we're going. And you can give me a timeout sign or something if I start to preach the message that I'm going to preach this Sunday.
Yeah, because that would steal your thunder, wouldn't
It
it?
would steal my thunder for sure. No, but we are, even though we have, the budget we presented last night is less than the budget from last year, and it's less than the budget from the year before that. And I think we're definitely being frugal and being good financial stewards of everything. The desire to want to increase the ministry that we're able to do with our current community ministry partners like the Mailbox Club, Wesley
Yes.
Foundation, Living Bridges, but then to incorporate a couple of more, which I'm going to mention on Sunday. We heard from Than and Megan Graffam on this past Sunday about Hope Project. That's the group we're going with in February to Central America. I would love for us to continue an ongoing partnership with them. Besides, yes, sending teams to serve.
But also
places.
making them our first. Well, no.
Yeah.
Good News Club is international.
Yeah, the Mailbox Club. Yeah,
Mailbox Club. Sorry.
But to incorporate them into that, I would just love for us to be able to do that. Right now, we can't. But I want to be able to do that, and I want us to be able to increase some other areas that we can't do right now, and they're all about ministry and missions. They're all about sharing, discipling. That's what it's about.
I mean, it's about our mission statement, following Jesus for our community.
There you go.
And you're not doing that if you're just building up in-house.
Right. So I'm gonna introduce something on Sunday that we have not done yet.
No.
Since we have been a standalone church when we started in 2019, we have not done this, and so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that our people will respond in a great way because I'm really excited about the possibilities that we could see.
Yeah.
And as we move into 2024, so that's kind of where we're going, talking about that. So,
I'm excited. From a marketing standpoint, giving campaigns can be like scary thought process because
I didn't even mention that it was a giving campaign. What are you talking about?
Oops.
It is a giving initiative.
Sorry.
It is.
Okay.
People are gonna be like,
You
I
said
ain't going
it.
to church now.
You said it last night.
I did. You're
Yeah.
right.
So because that kind of stuff can really put a halt on because A, it's not presented in the right way. B, it's not presented with the right heart. And then those are the things we can control. And then the way it's received. And you shared with the staff on Monday basically an outline of your message, and it is definitely prepared and presented with the right heart. So I'm excited about this one because it is all about kingdom focus stuff.
Yes.
And you mentioned, I can't quote you verbatim, but it was like some people do giving campaigns to help build a brand.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're doing here. We're doing this to allow us for the ministries and the missions that we're doing here on campus and outside of the campus to be able to grow more.
Yes.
And that is the most important thing. We're not doing it to help raise money for frivolous I mean, I wouldn't think most churches would do something frivolous, but what some people in seats might call frivolous.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
I don't think there's any debate about whether we should be raising money or not for missions.
Right, exactly. And the thing is that with that is, I'm going to point out to everyone what I see as our responsibility if we're a ministry partner
Yes.
to financially
Yes.
support the church, to give back to God, and with that to say currently we're doing all that we can do based on all that people are giving. And if people could just step out a little bit more and kind of get to the process of understanding, okay, can we step out? Because a lot of us, I think, automatically go, no, I can't do more.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But if I cut my Chick-fil-A budget in half, I'm doing more. I mean, it's crazy to think about some of that stuff. If we are able to step out a little bit further, exponentially, what we're able to do collectively with what's brought, it's just it really is like we don't know what that actually looks like because it could be so great. And then there's another aspect of this that I want to point out. Because we are just kind of the DNA and the personality of our church, because we do love students and young adults so much, and they're drawn here and they come here and they're part of that, that also means that you have younger believers. You have younger people who we want to help people, whether it's students or young adults or, young families or maybe someone who's just new to Christ. But we want to help educate and equip people to understand why is it important for us to give, and what is the process of understanding what can I do?
Right.
So really, in my mind, if I narrow that down to, we want to help people go. If there's anyone going that's not giving at all, we want to help people go from zero to something.
Yeah.
And that as a step of faith, not as a requirement of membership, but as a step of faith of partnering in ministry with God, which is why we are called ministry partners.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're going to be talking this Sunday, and it's something I'm presenting in message form, and then we'll reiterate it, highlight it through the holidays, and kind of set January 14th as by that date, we really are going to encourage all of our ministry partners to take the time to kind of do inventory of their life.
Yeah.
And see how they can participate in the ministries of the church. So that's what we'll be doing. Yeah.
That's really exciting. I can't wait to see what 2024 holds. Actually, I just can't wait to get out of 2023.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, 2024 is going to be a great year.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
I'll never call another year the best year ever.
Best year ever. Hello, global pandemic.
Golly.
Start that series.
I'll never forget that.
Best year ever.
2020 January series was best year ever.
Oh, gonna have that 2020 vision.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was doing series on. I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
No.
Well, as always. Yeah. What?
Well,
what's coming up?
What?
Yeah. If you ordered
Christmas
pie, well, hang on. Let's do a couple things.
If you ordered pies.
Which, by the way, I got message last night, and I've heard the number's already gone up. But as of last night, they had raised $1,000 in pie sales to contribute to the Central America mission trip, the women's ministry.
That is incredible.
And I know that since then, I've heard that there's more orders coming.
Yeah, I bought a pie.
So I bought two.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can pick up your pies this Sunday if you ordered a pie.
I was going to say, if you want to order a pie, too late.
Too late.
It ended yesterday. But if you ordered a pie, you can pick it up this Sunday after church in hospitality.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you want to give $500 to the Central American mission trip, I'm being serious.
Okay.
You can pie me in the face Sunday after church.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Is this only to our podcast crowd, or do I need to advertise it?
Nope. This is right here. It's right here. Only here.
Only here.
You heard it here first and only.
Okay.
So if you got $500 that you want to give to missions, you can throw a pie in my face Sunday after church.
Not on stage.
Not on stage. We'll do it in the lobby or maybe outside. All right. So anyway, continuing.
Christmas Impact. We still have some kids
like
available.
about 30 children.
Yep, about
that
30
we need
children.
to be sponsored. And kind of we want all the gifts to be returned by December 3rd so that we have time to distribute those to the organizations that we're working with. So if you have not yet sponsored a child, what can they do, Josh?
They can go to theporchcc.com and click on the events tab, and it'll take you to where you can see a Christmas Impact for boys and Christmas Impact for girls. Right now, we have a large need for
Boys?
Boys.
Yeah, that's usually,
Yeah.
We usually, in the Patterson household, we kind of wait and let everyone get children. And usually it's older boys that kind of end up being because they're just hard to shop for.
They're hard to shop for,
So, but we have not done ours yet, so we'll do that today. So,
And then Advent starts.
the November 26th.
26th.
Yeah, Sunday after Thanksgiving is our Advent season begins. And we're going to be doing a series. I was leaning one way, but I think now I haven't even told the staff. We're going to do a series called Red Christmas.
Okay.
So all the Sundays leading up to Christmas are Red Christmas. And then, of course, Christmas is going to be White Christmas. So, So looking at the life of Jesus and what he's done for us. So I think that's,
Well, I just have one personal thing this Sunday.
Yes.
And she wakes me up and tells me every day
How
it's
many
closer.
sleep? Last night I was like, it's 6 sleeps. 6 sleeps.
We don't do that at the house. Like, we don't do sleeps.
Oh, well.
Because I can't keep track of them.
Okay. Well, I had to count backwards and then.
But
I was like,
Adeline is going to be baptized on Sunday, and I'm super excited.
she is 5 or 6?
5.
She's 5 years old.
She's almost 6. She'll be 6 in January.
Yeah.
though.
Well, she's 6 going on 30.
Yes.
So she is a sharp.
Sharp tool in the shed.
Yeah. I don't know how that goes. Yeah. But that's going to be wonderful. I asked Josh if he wanted to be in the baptismal with me when we baptized her. He's like, I really kind of would, but I really want to make sure that absolutely nothing goes wrong with recording this because you want to share it with family and just have it for posterity.
Yep.
So yeah, that's really cool
So
when your child makes that decision. It's really awesome. So, hey everyone, thanks for being a part of today's episode. And Josh, as always, thank you for everything, setting everything up.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching all that you do. And we look forward to seeing you this Sunday and talking to you again soon.
all right. See
Just have
you.
a
Bye.
great week. Bye.
Bye.
Now
You've
they know
been
I wave.
listening to
Yeah.
the 167 podcast. Join us next time for more insights to inspire, challenge, and encourage to help you live into the remaining 167 hours of your week.